In today's video, we're going to be going over how we have been able to generate $25 million online using our secret formula to craft winning offers in competitive markets. And in today, I'm going to actually give you 5 turnkey AI agency offers that you can swipe for yourself and for your businesses. Now you can see right here, my journey in entrepreneurship and starting online businesses goes even way past 2019. But you can see in my first 3 years online, I really didn't make a lot of money, but there was clearly a shift at a specific point in time in my career where there was a turning point, that something happened that allowed us to just absolutely scale the current business that I was working on at that time. And then since then, we have had a tremendous amount of success, again, generating $25 million online at this point. And to give you a little bit of analytics, it's not only that we've been able to have this much success with our businesses time after time again, but we have perfected the offer creation and sales process that allows us in some of our businesses to close 16% of generated leads inside of our businesses. That means if we're running ads, people click, they fill out their information, book a call. Our team is closing 16% of these leads into high ticket clients. And again, you can see our pipeline. This specific company has generated 2,500 leads, and we have closed 16% of those leads since the start. And our show rates aren't crazy. You can see we have a 57% show rate on this company. But the thing is, we have such a good offer and such a good process that we are able to close 16% of leads. And that's a little bit newer of a company, but even this one that's been around for years at this point, and inside of this company, we have generated 20,000 leads. That's $41 million of opportunity. Again, over here, you can see our show rate, again, isn't that crazy. We average about a 50% show rate on all of our offers, but we have closed 7% of these leads that we've generated. Now, again, we are not running any crazy ads with these specific offers. They're very basic lead form ads, application ads, call funnel ads. Some of them have a VSL, some of them even don't, but we are still able to close, again, 7% of leads, up to 16% of leads. These are cold leads coming into our business that doesn't have a personal brand attached. And the reason that we've been able to have this much success with our businesses is the positioning of our offers. Our number one goal is to sell one solution for one specific problem that one specific type of person is having. We do not sell Go High Level. Go High Level is a backbone of our agencies, just as N8N or any of those automation platforms can be a backbone for your offers, specifically in the AI agency realm. But we sell the specific agents and features, and we focus on no more than 3 or 4 agents that stack into one specific solution for a problem. Our goal with all of our businesses, and the reason for our success, is that we are not just layering in that we can do anything and everything for businesses. So I promise I'm going to run you through 5 turnkey offers that you can steal. And the first is a smart AI website. And this is something that we've, again, nicknamed, and you can go out there and you can steal this as a smart site operating system. So you can do something along the lines of a $2,000 setup, $300 a month, and you can guarantee something along the lines of an increased lead response by 10x in 30 days or your money back. Now, obviously, you're implementing AI, so you can promise that type of a guarantee because AI is going to be able to respond immediately to leads when they come in versus the traditional method. And your offer stack, again, we already have this turnkey for you, is going to be number one, some kind of an AI widget that you can position as a smart chat concierge, an AI website design, that's a brand bot designer, an AI blog, lead forms with an AI setter. Again, that's your smart form to call. Identity resolution is something you could layer in as an extra bonus. Instantly provides that. You have AI show rate enhancers, and then an AI inbound calls agent that can be positioned as a voice front concierge. And your offer statement for this offer, as an example, is going to be something along the lines of: we help roofing businesses 10x customer and job inquiry response times in 30 days using our smart site OS, or your money back. And you would simply, all you need to do is create a snapshot in GHL, lay out all of these different things, and you can automatically deliver on these every single month. And this is something that the offer is relatively easy for these businesses to get into, because again, these are local service businesses. We want to be able to work with pretty much every single one of those specific types of businesses, being in the roofing niche for this example offer. But again, it's something that is going to be positioned as a website offer, a CRM offer, but you're putting a spin on it so people are actually attracted to the offer. The next turnkey AI offer that I have for you is an AI revenue generation system. And this is codename AutoBook Growth Engine. You can charge a $2,500 setup and a $500 a month retainer, or something along the lines of pay per performance, which could be a $50 per appointment kind of rev share model on the back end, or performance model on the back end. And a guarantee with this is simply going to be 15 booked calls, or your next month is free, or we work until we hit that, something along those lines. And that's going to be your offer for an AI revenue generation system. And the offer stack for this is very simple. Number one, you're going to be running ads out of UpHex as an AI ads campaign. You're then going to implement outbound AI setters using SMS, email, IGDMs, voice, via SynthFlow, and then the rest of that infrastructure can be built out on GHL. You're also going to implement an AI no-show recovery bot that's going to be able to recover those no-shows, because that is a big pain point for any business that is really specific to sales and booking appointments. And then lastly is getting more leads to actually close. So you're going to implement a post-pitch nurture flow for those individuals. And again, an example offer for this AI revenue generation system is: we help car dealers book 15 plus qualified appointments every week using our AutoBook Growth Engine system. And that's going to be your offer. And you're going to go out there, you're going to pitch these individuals, but it is positioned correctly. We've already done the vetting for you. You don't have to worry about pricing. You don't have to worry about guarantee. It's something you can take to market and start selling immediately. Next is going to be our AI sales manager. Now, this is super interesting, right? Because businesses that have a sales manager in place are normally paying a sales manager anywhere from 3 to 7% of just top line revenue. And that can be super expensive. So if you can come in and supplement that with an AI sales manager, you actually save that business a ridiculous amount of money. And again, you're probably even getting them better results because you have AI that is just pinpoint accuracy and can listen for things that a sales manager can't. So you're going to come in and you're going to install a smart sales director into businesses. That's what you're going to sell. And you're going to sell that for $800 a month. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot. The big thing with this is that we're going to charge a little bit more on a monthly basis, and in return, we're not going to be doing any kind of a setup fee. And the guarantee is a 10% increase in close rate within 60 days, or cancel anytime. What does that actually mean? It means after 2 months, they can cancel anytime. You're guaranteed $1,600 up front. And again, for the most part, for most businesses, even if you don't hit that guarantee, they are going to stick on because they're going to see a tremendous amount of value from that. And you could even go after 5% or 3%. It depends how sophisticated the business is, but it is a huge value add. And your offer stack for this type of an AI offer is, number one, going to be an AI analysis of sales calls and AI feedback reports. So this is something very similar to what Fathom has built in. But what you can do is take the actual call recording, automatically send it over to a ChatGPT prompt, and then make sure that the prompt is educated on an ideal sales pitch, objections, etc. And then all you're doing is you're checking the transcript based off of what an ideal sales call looks like, and that is going to spit out notes and feedback for every single sales call that a rep takes. Next is going to be automating their end of day reports, end of week reports, and end of month reports with reminders and check in forms. But we're going to take that one step further because we are going to make sure that those reports are pushed through ChatGPT so that we can actually summarize those reports and give a health snapshot to the business owner or to the other sales manager, somebody that's managing that team, so they can get a health check on how the actual reps are performing. Next, we are going to implement the weekly and monthly sales rep progress reports where they can go in, check off how they're specifically doing. We're going to also implement a little bit more marketing where a normal sales manager might have to take care of some of the marketing. It might not be on point, where you're going to go in there and with AI implement SMS and email blasts with offers and with discounts so that they can close more individuals, but they don't actually have to be worrying about a lot of the marketing and the follow-up that they're doing. And then lastly, you're going to implement, and this is all done inside of GHL, a rep leaderboard with incentive-based triggers so that you know when they are hitting specific KPIs. You can send out different incentives. You can bump them and say, hey, you're 2 or 3% short. Let's get you up to 25% for the week, close rate, whatever it might be. And that's going to be something that you can go in there, automate. It's going to incentivize reps to do better, and then you can obviously reward them for doing better because they are making that business more money. So an offer statement for something like this is going to be, we help remote sales teams increase close rates by 10% using our smart sales AI director to review sales calls, manage rep accountability, and run high converting outreach guaranteed. If you set this to a remote sales team or a business with a remote sales team, you are going to be hitting on multiple different pain points by sending them this offer, and that is something that you can take to market. It's super unique. Nobody's doing this. There are businesses that do one specific thing in this offer stack, but by you positioning it again as a smart AI director, AI sales director, that is going to be something that is super attractive to businesses because it is turnkey out of the box. Another offer for you is going to be an AI client success manager. And this is something that, very similar to the AI sales manager, you are going to position with less of a setup fee and more of a monthly amount, because what you're doing again is you are replacing an employee in somebody's businesses. You are replacing a client success manager with an AI client success manager. This is something that you're going to go out there, you're going to sell for about $600 a month, and you are going to guarantee 90% onboarding completion and 5% reduced turn in 30 days, or your next month is free. Very, very simple. And your offer stack for this is, number one, going to be AI inbound support ticket handling via SMS, calls, email, ticketing, etc., where any kind of client communication that comes inbound, you are going to have this client care companion as a first layer of support for these help tickets. And then obviously, if it can't handle it, you can send it over to a legitimate team member, but it's going to be able to filter out and reduce the amount of ticket volume that a business has. Next, you are going to have an AI onboarding assistant with progress triggers. This is something that is so cool to implement because all you're doing is when somebody hits a specific point in an onboarding process, let's say it's an intake form, let's say they sign an agreement, whatever it might be, you simply have an AI agent that is going to continuously remind them to finish the next step until they're done. And they are going to make sure that clients that are coming on board are finishing the onboarding process, reducing the amount of time a real person, number one, either has to spend on a live onboarding call, but then number two, actually reminding that client that they need to come on and fill out X, Y, and Z. You're also going to have this AI client care companion perform weekly and daily check-ins with clients, just checking in, saying, hey, how's it going? What can we do for you? X, Y, and Z. It's already trained on the support handling, so you might as well have it do check-ins to make sure that you're putting out fires before they get to a point of no return, which is turning and refunds and disputes and all of that stuff. But what's even cooler, because you have all of this data set up already with AI, you're now going to be able to predict turn with data points and send out alerts to the team that says, hey, the this person's turn prediction has hit this specific threshold. You need to now go out and reach out to this individual. Maybe you need to get them on a live call to make sure that they don't turn, but we're using AI to actually predict if they are going to turn. So an offer statement for an offer like this is going to be something along the lines of, we help agencies and SaaS companies increase retention and reduce turn by 5% using our AI client care companion system. Really, really cool offer. And the last turnkey AI agency offer that I have for you is going to be our revenue reactor. And this pricing can be flexible based off of the type of client that you're bringing in. An example might be charging something along the lines of $800 a month, but you could also go the pay per performance route because, again, this is out of the box. You have a snapshot set up with GHL for this, and you could do some kind of pay per performance model where it's $20 a review, $50 a referral, and then $50 per booked client. Or you could do a retainer to cover a little bit of expenses plus the performance. And again, it's an easy offer for these individuals to say yes to. That is the overall goal of how we've had so much success, is that we consistently crank out no-brainer offers that businesses cannot say no to. And as long as we have a little bit of infrastructure, that is why we win over other agencies that are trying to charge thousands and thousands of dollars every month for very basic and, to be quite honest, confusing services, where these are very straightforward, they're very streamlined, and they are very solution oriented. So a guarantee for this is going to be something along the lines of 10 new reviews and 5 referrals a month, or you don't pay. That's the benchmark. If you had more of a performance-based offer, you might not even need a guarantee. You could say, hey, we're only going to get paid when we get you results, point blank. So there's no need for an actual guarantee. And the offer stack for something like this is, number one, going to be an AI review generation replies management system. Again, set that all up inside of GHL. Send out a review request to clients that close. If they haven't closed yet, you can do more of a database reactivation campaign, getting them to book an appointment inside of that specific business. And then guess what? If they left a review, you can also ask them for a referral. And now you're capitalizing and you are getting reviews and referrals from a client list that is already proven to be a customer. And all you're doing is you're prompting them to take further action in that business. And then the last really cool piece of this offer is going to be a B2B referral partner generator. So what we're going to do, if we're doing this for gyms and helping them install our Review Reactor OS, what we're going to do is we're going to pull businesses that have a high likelihood of customers that would potentially be a customer of a gym as well in that specific niche. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to med spas. I'm going to reach out to chiropractors. I'm going to reach out to PT offices. And I'm going to say, hey, would you be interested in a referral partnership with this business? We're going to refer clients over to you, and vice versa. You would refer clients back to us. You could even share leads with them. And then now, not only are you getting that client more reviews, you're getting them more referrals, you're building them a referral and network with other local businesses, and then you are also doing the database reactivation campaigns to help turn all of those leads that you're getting into customers. So again, I mentioned gyms, but the offer statement for this type of an offer is going to be, we help gyms install our Revenue Reactor OS that predictably generates 10 plus reviews and 5 plus referrals every month guaranteed, or you don't pay. But if you look at every single one of these offers, these are offers. These are no-brainer purple ocean offers that are going to stand out. And if you position this, your branding's on point, you have a solid pitch deck, everything looks great, you are going to get the yes 9 times out of 10, especially over any competition. And I am going to mention this above. This is the reason why we've had so much success. And it's also the reason why we have such a high close rate of our leads, why we close so many of our leads in our businesses, because we have such good offers that are priced accordingly to the industry. We don't go out there and just try to charge as much as possible. We charge based off what's actually appropriate for that specific service. So, what is the implementation playbook for all of these offers? Well, the first thing is that you are going to need to do something that we call in Setterlun University an MVP launch, which means you need your business assets set up, you need your socials, you need the GHL account, you are going to need your CRM system and automations, and then you are going to need some kind of MVP funnel. And this is where you're going to run ads to that specific funnel. People are going to click in, they're going to submit their information, they're going to go through the system, they're going to go through the automations, and that is going to allow you to be booking appointments with prospects that are interested in those services. And once you have your infrastructure set up, you are going to now implement and execute what we like to call AutoBook OS, which is basically an automated sign-up process, an automated onboarding process, customer service management, and client project management. You're going to need all of these systems set up in your business to make sure that not only do you have the assets, the sales structure, all of the marketing structure to be able to start getting people interested in your service, but when they say yes, and they will because it's a good offer, they now have a very seamless onboarding process. And we in Setterlun University, we teach that your onboarding and your post sign-up process is just as important as your click to actual sign-up process. Your marketing is just as important as your back end because you are continuing to sell. There's a 60-day period that we teach inside of our AutoOps training where you need to have a really good 60-day period from sign up to that 60-day mark, because the chances of them disputing and turning in that 60 days is very high, and you need to prove your worth. And having all of these things in place is only going to increase the likelihood that they become a lifelong customer. You are also going to want to have your fulfillment and SOPs set up as well. So again, that is something that we do have in Setterlun University inside of school. I'm going to plug that. You can join down below. It's only $17 a month, but you can go out there and you can develop all of this stuff on your own. Again, we have a lot of stuff inside of our school group, but you can go to other communities. There's a lot of great AI information. You can go into ChatGPT, you can watch other YouTube videos, but point blank is that you do need to have these set up to make sure that you have a business that's actually going to succeed. Nothing hurts more than signing up your first client and then losing them a month later because you didn't have your ducks in a row inside of your business. And then lastly, what are we going to do for marketing? How are we going to get these people into our business and interested in our offer? And it's simply getting your offer in front of more prospects. So if you have ad spend, we are going to execute what I like to call the 25 mil call funnel. And this is how we have generated most of the leads inside of our businesses, which is launching a proven meta ads call funnel where people simply click on ads, they fill out a little application where they're qualified, and then if they're qualified, they enter their info, they book an appointment, and we execute this using simple image ads, and we don't have any crazy VSLs that we run through. In fact, we don't even implement a VSL until after somebody books an appointment with us. We don't make them watch one before. They don't watch a VSL till after they book, because we want to get as many leads and as many appointments on our sales team calendar as possible. And that call funnel is something that I have broken down in other videos, but you can also get our templates inside of school. Now, what if you don't have ad spend? That is going to be implementing what we like to call outbound elite. And this is omnipresent outbound prospecting, where every single day you are going to be taking a set amount of outbound actions on multiple different platforms. You're going to track this in a simple daily tracker. You can do this in Google Sheets. But the biggest thing with outbound is you are going to have a compounding effect. You're going to do your first 30 messages, your first 50 messages, whatever it might be on your first day, and you're not going to get a good result. You're going to get burned out. But week over week over week, and this is why we recommend having a VA do this, you're going to get more responses. You're going to get more people seeing your messages. They're going to respond. They're going to book appointments. And then again, they're going back into your CRM system with your automations, making sure they're booked. And then you are signing up those individuals and making sure that they have a good client experience. So this is our blueprint for our turnkey agency offers. So please take one of these offers, go out there, implement it into your own AI agency. And if you want personal feedback from me and my team, again, please jump into school. I would love to hear what you got going on. We can always workshop your offer, get it going, and I'll see you later.